Hi folks, in today's tech tip we're going to take a really quick look at conditional formatting, which is a tool in Google Sheets that you've either used or probably seen used by other people, which allows you to highlight a cell with a specific color, also text formatting, dependent usually on the context, the contents of the cell itself, or sometimes on the contents of other cells or the product of them when you've used a formula. But we're going to keep it really simple today. So I'm going to show you two things that you might do. One of those is to format by specific like single colors, and another is to format by a scale of colors. So on the left hand side, you can see I have conditionally formatted so that if I change the values here on this question, if I was analyzing it in an exam, we've got out of 6 possible points. So pupils who get 5 or 6 are getting a green, 3 or 4 getting yellow, and so on. So if I change these values, it'll automatically change the color coding for me, and that saves me a bit of kind of manual labor when it comes to inputting the data and kind of being able to interpret what that the kind of overall picture is here. So to apply conditional formatting, we want to highlight the range of cells, and you'll see because I've already applied some conditional formatting, if I go down here to conditional formatting under the Format tab, we'll see that those rules are actually already there. So I'm just going to really quickly delete them. We'll remake them just to show you how this works. So when you go to conditional formatting, as I say, it's under the Format tab. It will by default set on the single color option. And so in this case, because we want 3 colors, we need to apply 3 separate rules. So we'll start with the simplest ones. The ones that we're going to stick with are these kind of greater than, less than, equal to, between, and so on. But there are also rules for text that contains certain things or starts ends with things, dates, so on and so forth. So we're going to say less than or equal to the value of 2 is going to be red. So we're going to say that. So less than or equal to 2 is going to be red. Okay. And then we're going to say done, and we're going to add another rule. And you'll see that it's kept the same group of cells, but if we want to change the group of cells, we can use this little button here to select a different range. So in this case, we want to go between. So this time we're going to go between 3 and 4. So we're going to go 3 and 4. And we can also use formulas here, so it could be based on a value or a percentage of another cell or something like that, but we'll keep it simple. So that's going to be yellow. And then we'd add another rule here, which is just going to say equal to or greater than 5. There we go. Just missing it here. Greater than or equal to 5. And that's going to be green. So now we can see that if I go in here and change one of these values, it will automatically change the color to match the set of colors that I'd chosen here. And we can, play around with that, but you get the idea. Now, the only problem with that is it's a bit laborious to have to individually input all the colors, and the more colors and the range that we want, the more time consuming it gets. So there is actually an easier way of doing things, and I'll do that in this second column here. So this time I'm going to highlight this column of values. I'm going to add a rule here, and instead of a single color, I'll use a color scale. Now, it's slightly odd that the default color scale is just kind of green, and when we use the one from green to red, the minimum value is set to green and the max is to red. So what we do need to do is change that round. So I'm going to change, in this case, my minimum value to be red, and I'm going to change my maximum value to be green. I'm going to change my mid value to be kind of brighter yellow. The other thing is that the default will be to have the minimum and maximum values within the range. So in this case, it would actually only see the range as being from kind of 1 to 6, and it might actually need to be from 0 to 6, or if nobody in your class has got less than 3, it would see 3 as being the minimum value. So we're going to change that as well. Just to keep it simple, we're going to change the number for the minimum point to be 0, and the number for the maximum point to be a number 6. And the midpoint here, we would also want to change to a number and just make that 3. The percentiles and the other options will be kind of shifted based on the contents of the cells. So having done that, we hit done, and we should see now that if we change the values, it will automatically find a little spot in that range of colors between 0, which is red, and 6, which is green. Very easy, and can save you quite a bit of time, make things a little bit clearer when you're looking over a range of values, particularly when you're doing, for example, prelim analysis. So hopefully you find that useful. Catch you next time.